Hello, welcome in another important video. I hope you all are doing great. In this video, we will see how to use copy instruction in our Docker file. So generally, we want to add our custom files. So let's say if you want to copy any specific file into your Docker image from your host machine, so we will need copy instruction. Or else if you want to copy any specific folder, or let's say you want to copy your source code into your Docker image, then you will need this copy instruction. All right, so let's see how we can use it. So let's quickly launch new instance. So first thing here we need to do is we need to create new Docker file. So I'll simply use touch command, then I will specify Docker file name. And if I use ls command, so here you can see we have this Docker file. Now I will exit full screen and I will go into editor, and here I will browse this Docker file. What I'm planning here is I will use Ubuntu image and I will copy some customized file inside that Ubuntu OS, inside that Ubuntu image. Okay, so I will specify from. As you already saw, in order to specify your base image, you will have to use this from. Then as I mentioned, I'm going to use Ubuntu image. So I will specify Ubuntu, and then you will have to specify version of this image. So I'm going to use latest. So I will specify latest. Okay, and in the next line, I will use our copy instructions. So this is really simple. You will need to use copy, then you will need to specify your source, and then you will need to specify your destination. So in our case, source will be our current directory. Let's say I want to copy my source code. So in that case, I will need my source code in here. So let's quickly close this, and we don't have any source code as of now, so I'm gonna create some random folders. So let's create that. So I will use app, and inside this folder I will create some random source files. So let's say server.js, and then I will use index.js. I think that's enough. Then I will switch my folder back to root directory, and again open my Docker file, and then inside of it, so our source will be this app folder which is in here, and I will use // for this, and then our destination will be just dot, because so if we just specify this dot, then the app folder or its content will get copied in our root directory of Ubuntu container. And if you want to specify, let's say, any specific directory, let's say user, then your folder name, then you can do that as well. But just for the sake of simplicity, I'm copying it into the root folder. Okay, so that's it. We need to save this file, and as usual we need to create build from this Docker file. So you know this command already. We need to use docker build command, then we need to give tag to this image. So I will use demo1 again, and then I will need to specify the directory. So since we have our Docker file in the current directory itself, I will use simple dot. Then if I hit enter, now it started downloading our Ubuntu image, copied. You can see it here, our app folder got copied in our Ubuntu image. Now let's check that. Let me clear this, and first of all let's check how many images we have locally available. So I will simply use docker images, and if you can see here we have this demo1, and let's create container of this image in order to check whether those files actually exist in the container or not. Okay, so I'm going to use docker run command, and then I will use -it because we want to open terminal of our container, and then we need to specify an image name. So in our case it is demo1, and then we need to specify bin bash. I have already explained you why we use it, because we want to open terminal of our Ubuntu image. If I hit enter, now we are inside our Ubuntu Docker container. Now if I use ls, if you can see here, we have this index.js and server.js folder. So this is how our copy instruction work. Generally, we use our copy instructions in order to copy any file, folder, assets, or anything that you want to copy inside your Docker image. I hope you have understood this entire concept. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.